Hello everyone, this is Namrata from IvyProSchool and welcome to our Power BI series. So today we are going to discuss about a very important concept in Power BI, that is connecting data sources in Power BI. So what it is to connect different data sources in Power BI. Now Power BI usually supports a large range of data sources. So connecting to different data sources means importing data sets from various data sources in Power BI with which we can work on. So how do we connect to different data sources? So the first option is when we start the Power BI application, on the left hand side you can see the get data option pops up. We can click on get data option and import data sets from different sources. The second option is, again, you can go inside Power BI. Under the home tab you have the get data option, as you can see in this image, and connect to different data sources. Now Power BI allows us to connect to different flat files like Excel, CSV, PDFs, JSON files. Then it allows us to connect to different SQL databases, Azure databases, Azure Cloud, web platforms like Facebook or Google Analytics, and even SaaS or cloud services or cloud datasets from where we can download datasets from cloud services like Data World. So let's practically see how do we connect to different data sources in Power BI. Let's open Power BI. So you can see under the home tab we have the option of get data. Let's click on more and import data sets from different data sources one by one. So let me start with an Excel workbook. So I select Excel workbook and I connect. So let me use this call center dataset. So it's basically an Excel file. So we'll click on sheet 1 and you can see in the preview the data set is here. Let's load it. So you can see the data is already loaded here. Okay. And we can see it in sheet 1. Okay. Now let's import a CSV file. So we'll again click on get data, more. And let's select a text or CSV file. We'll connect. Let's use this file and let's load it. So you can see the dataset preview is here, and let's load it. So we have the CSV dataset already loaded. Third, let's connect to a PDF file. We'll again go to get data option, click on more. Let's connect to PDF. The navigator panel basically shows you the dataset preview. You can see the dataset is here. Let's load it. You can see these are all loaded. Now that we have connected to 3 flat files like Excel, CSV, PDF, let's connect to a JSON file. So again, get data, click on more, and let's select JSON this time and connect. So we have a JSON file here. Let's select it. We can preview the dataset is already here. And just close and apply since it opened up in my Power Query editor. And we can see the sample JSON file is already here. So when we click in the data view, you can see the JSON file preview. Okay. Now let's connect to a Access database. So once we click on more, let me select Access Database, connect, and my file is here. Let's open and load the data. So the database shows me a variety or a number of tables. So let me select a few of the tables. Let me select the bridge table, chess table, and the music table. So let's load all of these three tables from the Access database. So tables are all loaded and you can see the bridge, the chess and the music table from the Access database. You can go in the data preview and check the bridge file, chess file and the music. Now let's connect to our data source, which is like MySQL database. So I usually use a MySQL workbench for working with SQL. So let me select MySQL database, okay, and connect. So we have to give the server name here. So my server name is basically localhost and my port number, I have to give a port number. Let's say our database, which I have already, schema is already there in my database. Let's click on OK. So I have these two tables in my database. So let's load one of the datasets, that is movie commercials table. Okay, let's click on load. And the dataset is loaded from MySQL server. So you can see here, go to data preview and you can see this is my table from MySQL server database. Okay, last but not the least, let's try to import a data set from cloud or websites. Okay, so let's click on get data, click on more. So we basically have something called data vault. Okay, so data vault basically retrieves a data set from data.vault, which is a cloud platform or a open community to download data sets from various fields and work on them. So let's click on data.vault, click on connect. So it will take us to a third-party service, so nothing to worry about it. Let's click on continue. And we have to give basically just like connecting when we connect to a MySQL server. So we give the server details and the schema name or the the tables which are there in the database. Similarly, in data vault or dataset, we have to give the owner name and the dataset ID or the name of the dataset. So how do we connect to do that? So first, initially you have to sign up in data vault. So this is basically data.vault. So when you click on that, so I have already signed up. So here is basically I'm following this particular data enthusiast. So he has given certain data sets. So let's load one of these data sets. So this data set name is basically intermediate data.vault and we need to work from the URL. Okay, so the creator is basically John Lawrence. And here you can see who is the owner. So John Lawrence is the owner of this data set. So let's type John Lawrence. And the dataset ID basically from the URL you have to check the name or unique identifier of the dataset. Okay. So here the dataset name is intermediate data vault. So let's put that intermediate data vault. Let's click on OK. And you can see in the navigator panel, basically this data set has a number of tables. So let's load one of the tables like shooting city state. And you can see the data set is already here. And let's click on load. So in this case, we are basically loading or importing a data set from web service or a cloud service. So you can see 3034 rows have already been loaded and here is the table. You can see the table here. Let's go on data view and let's click here, and you can see the entire data is loaded or imported and it is ready for our use. So hope you like this video. Thank you for watching.